In a world driven by emotion, most people never question what controls them. This is hidden psychology, where we expose manipulation, decode human behavior, and reveal the patterns most people never see. Understand the mind. Control your reality. Most people don't realize they're being manipulated until they feel exhausted, confused, and emotionally drained. Manipulation doesn't look dangerous. It doesn't shout. It doesn't threaten. It doesn't look evil. It feels familiar. It feels emotional. It feels normal. And that's exactly why it works. Today, you're going to learn 8 subtle psychological signs someone is secretly manipulating you. Not obvious abuse, not dramatic control, but the quiet, intelligent kind. Pay attention, because once you recognize these patterns, you become very hard to control. Intro. Manipulation is psychological control without physical force. It's about influencing your perception, your emotions, your decisions. And the most powerful manipulators don't dominate you. They reshape how you see reality. They don't force you to obey. They make you believe the choice was yours. Let's break down the signs. 1. They make you feel guilty for setting boundaries. You say no. Suddenly, you're the problem. You've changed. You don't care about me anymore. After everything I've done for you. Notice the shift. Your simple boundary becomes betrayal. Healthy people respect limits. Manipulators interpret limits as threats because boundaries reduce their control. If someone consistently makes you feel guilty for protecting your time, energy, or values, that's not love. That's strategy. 2. They use silence as psychological punishment. Conflict happens. You try to talk. They withdraw. No response. No explanation. No closure. Just emotional distance. Silence becomes a weapon. And here's what happens psychologically. Your brain hates uncertainty. So you start replaying the situation, overthinking, blaming yourself, and eventually, you apologize. Not because you were wrong, but because you want relief. That's control through discomfort. 3. They rewrite events to make you doubt yourself. You clearly remember what happened, but they say, "That's not what I said. You're exaggerating. You're too sensitive. That never happened." This is gaslighting, and it's one of the most dangerous forms of manipulation because it attacks your perception. If they can make you doubt your memory, they can make you doubt your judgment. And once you doubt your judgment, you rely on theirs. That's the goal. Control through confusion. 4. They always position themselves as the victim. Every conflict has the same ending. They're misunderstood. They're attacked. They're hurt. Nothing is ever fully their responsibility. They manipulate empathy. They trigger your compassion. And suddenly, you feel guilty for expecting accountability. But here's the truth. People who constantly avoid responsibility are not fragile. They're strategic. Victimhood can be a shield, and sometimes a weapon. 5. They use flattery as leverage. At first, it feels good. You're different from everyone else. I've never trusted anyone like I trust you. You're the only one who understands me. Then comes the favor, the request, the expectation. Compliments create emotional debt, and emotional debt creates obligation. This isn't kindness. It's calculated bonding. Real respect doesn't demand repayment. 6. They slowly isolate you from others. This one is subtle. They don't say, "Stop talking to your friends." Instead, they plant doubt. Are you sure they care about you? They don't really support you. I just think they're jealous. Little seeds. Over time, those seeds grow. And suddenly, your world becomes smaller. Your support system shrinks. And the manipulator becomes your primary emotional reference. Isolation increases dependency. Dependency increases control. 7. They create emotional instability. One day they admire you. The next day, they withdraw affection. Hot, cold, hot, cold. This is called intermittent reinforcement, and it's one of the strongest psychological addiction patterns. Casinos use it. Toxic relationships use it. Your brain starts chasing validation. You try harder. You invest more. Not because they deserve it, but because your nervous system wants the high again. That cycle keeps you hooked. 8. Your energy feels drained after every interaction. This is the most honest signal. Your body knows. After talking to them, you feel tense, confused, emotionally heavy, mentally exhausted. Manipulation creates cognitive dissonance. You feel something is wrong, but you can't clearly explain it. And that internal tension drains energy. Pay attention to how people make you feel consistently. Your nervous system is rarely wrong. Extended closing. Manipulators don't look like villains. They look like partners, friends, family members, colleagues. That's why awareness matters. The moment you see the pattern, the moment you recognize the strategy, you regain control. Because manipulation only works in the dark, and clarity turns the lights on. START, observing behavior, not words, patterns, not promises. And remember, the strongest position in any relationship is emotional clarity. If this opened your eyes, subscribe to Hidden Psychology, because understanding people is the first step to mastering your own reality.